If you're moving to Spain and you're thinking about how much it will cost you to live here, what paperwork you have to do, what area you should live in, and even how to access free healthcare, then this video is for you. Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. My name is Naz.
And I'm Alba, and we're currently in Madrid, Spain. Naturally, the first question that you're gonna ask yourself is, where in Spain should I move to? Because the country is quite big. The top 3 destinations in order are Barcelona, Madrid, and Valencia. Barcelona is normally chosen because of its easy access to the beach and multicultural sense of community. Secondly, we have Madrid, the capital, also a huge city with a lot of work opportunities. And thirdly, Valencia has been up and coming in the last few years with more and more digital nomads and workers moving there. Also because of its easy access to the beach, the good weather, and the low cost in prices in comparison to the other 2 cities. Normally, coastal destinations like the south of Spain and the islands are very popular for retirees, but also the north of Spain has become increasingly popular as a destination for expats. Ultimately, where you decide to live all has to do with the lifestyle that you want to have in Spain and also how much it's going to cost you. We actually have a cost of living calculator live on our website matuto.com, where you can check out how much exactly it will cost you to live per month in the different cities in Spain, and that might help you with your decision. But yeah, like I mentioned, how do you want to live your life? That will be the most important. You want to go to the beach? Definitely check a beach destination. But if you want to live in a big city, maybe Madrid is for you.
With a lot of green spaces.
A lot of green spaces, as you can see, even in a big city. So Naz, tell me, what is the paperwork that I need if I want to move to Spain?
That depends. Well, are you a European citizen or not?
I am.
Great, okay, so you can move to Spain without a visa, which is the first thing that most people ask about. Now, even if you're a EU citizen, you will need to register in Spain within the first 3 months of arriving in the country. Alba, did you know that?
I did, and...
Of course you did. This is planned. It's not spontaneous, of course it is.
The reason you need to do that is you need to get what it's called a NIE. This will unlock a world of opportunities.
You're gonna need the NIE for pretty much everything. You wanna rent a house? They're gonna ask you for a NIE. You wanna rent a car? They're gonna ask you for a NIE. Opening a bank account, and most importantly, accessing healthcare services, which in Spain are free, but it's not that easy to access it unless you have a NIE and take a few more steps, which we'll talk about in this video. Okay,
note, so I'm gonna need a NIE for anything.
Yes.
And how do I even do that?
Well, you can start by checking out matuto.com. No, we actually help people with getting the NIE because it is a nightmare. Yeah. It is a bloody nightmare. The forms that you need to fill are in Spanish, so if you don't speak Spanish, you're gonna have a hard time. But the most difficult thing is getting an appointment with the government, because right now the wait lists are crazy.
What if I was not a European citizen?
Well, that becomes a little bit more complex. Everybody gets to come to Spain with a visa, with the right visa. Now, that visa depends on the purpose of your visits and of your stay. It can be a work visa, it can be a student visa, it can be a non-lucrative visa, aka a retirement visa. There's a range of different options.
And before you ask, this does include British citizens. Unfortunately, since Brexit happens, you are no longer part of the EU, so I am afraid you're gonna need a visa to come to Spain.
But either way, it is possible, and don't worry, if you're just coming for holidays, you don't. If you're a British citizen, you don't need a visa.
No.
But you will have to get a NIE as well after you get a visa. The difference is that it's not called a NIE, it's called a TIE.
Yeah.
What does that mean in Spanish?
It means Tarjeta de Identidad de Extranjero, which means an identity card that has your NIE inside, because NIE stands for number of foreign citizens, so it's very similar. You just need a different application. We also help people with that, so if you need help, just check out our website of matuto.com and we'll be happy to help.
Now let's talk taxes. Well, in Spain, a progressive income tax system is used. And I'm not gonna go into detail, I'm just gonna put a screenshot right here. The more you earn, the more you will pay in taxes. naturally, like a lot of other European countries. But did you know that if you're an expat in Spain, you can apply for a scheme to pay less taxes? You're right, that's called the Beckham's Law. It was an initiative introduced by the Spanish government to attract expats from all around the world to live and work here. And what does this mean? Well, it means that instead of paying the progressive tax rate, your earnings are capped at an income tax of 24%. And why is it called the Beckham's Law? Well, like 2 decades ago, when David Beckham came here to play for Real Madrid, he was able to lobby the government into creating a law to essentially pay less tax. Now, ironically, this law doesn't apply to football players anymore. And it's not really called the Beckham's Law, it's just known as it. There's an actual form for it. But if you're an expat and you're coming here, check out the calculator that we created, because based on your earnings, maybe it makes sense for you to apply for the Beckham's Law, because you'll be saving a lot of money.
But naturally, one of the things that you're going to want to know is how much money do you need to live in Spain per month?
Can you live with 1,000 euros in Spain? Can you?
If you're sharing a room, you can.
Yes.
Well, sorry, if you're sharing an apartment, you can.
You don't have to share the room. Yeah, no, you don't have to share the room. Because on average, you can actually rent a room for roughly 350 euros a month.
Yeah.
Now, it's not going to be in the center of the city. It's going to be a little bit out in the outskirts, but it is possible. There's loads of options.
Yeah, and then all you're going to need is about 250 euros for groceries if you're cooking at home. If you're using the public transport, 150 euros. And the rest of the money is for leisure.
Now, if you buy a car, if you decide to get a car, you should account for approximately 240 euros a month. That includes gas, average maintenance, and insurance that is basically compulsory.
But of course, a lot of people will want to get their own place. So in Spain, for a 1-bedroom, you could account for about 1,000 euros if you're moving to Barcelona, which is the most expensive city because it's the one that has the most demand.
Yeah, in Valencia, the prices are fairly similar to Madrid, not because it's as popular, but because there's less supply. Of course, there's not that many flats available. So you should account for 900 euros for a flat as of today. But you know, prices have been going crazy. Okay, by the time you watch this video, it'll probably be more expensive than that.
Hopefully not. As anywhere in the world, the further out you go from a city, the better prices you're gonna get. So when we're giving you these prices, we're talking about the average in the city. If you're going to go to the center of Madrid, it's not gonna cost you 900 euros. It's probably gonna cost you 1,400 for a 1-bedroom, right? It all depends on perspective.
But don't you worry, because you can simply go to matuto.com, link in the description, and you can check out this calculator that we've put together. It's going to be up to date pretty much all the time, and you're able to estimate how much it will cost to live in Barcelona, Madrid, or a different city based on your lifestyle, based on your habits of spending.
Yeah, you can also see on there how much leisure activities cost. I think one of the things that I love the most about Spain is that doing fun stuff is not that expensive. Going out for dinner, going out for drinks, and there's so many free activities as well. I mean, we're just sitting here in the park. Yeah,
we could have recorded this video like in the center of Spain, so in the center of Madrid, so you'd see like the most typical attractions. But today we just felt like coming to a park. And
we are in the center of Madrid.
Yeah, this is kind of the center, but just being in a park, there's so many parks and green spaces in Madrid. I really love that.
Yeah, but anyway, let's move on to the last topic.
Yes.
Which is
healthcare. Yeah, healthcare is a bit of a difficult one. At least I struggled with this in the beginning. Why? Because to have access to free healthcare, you need to do one thing called empadronamiento.
And this is after you already have your NIE, because you cannot do your empadronamiento without your NIE.
So what does that mean? Well, after you have your NIE, you will have to get an appointment with the government, with a specific government body, and you have to go physically, show your NIE, and show your address, residential address. So where have you rented a flat, essentially?
You need proof that you're living there, so you can either use your lease agreement or some sort of invoice of a utility bill, for example your internet or the electricity, to your name to prove that you are living there. And what that does is it registers you officially as a resident in that address, so the government knows you live there, you have no escape. It also means you will get access to local services like your healthcare.
So what happens next is that you take the paper that the local government gives you and you take it to a nearby health center. in every neighborhood there's at least one or two, not neighborhood, but in every area there's one or two health centers, and you can go and register in one, and then you'll be allocated a doctor.
Yeah, you will be allocated a doctor and you'll be given your healthcare card that you can use for your appointments, basically. So it sounds like a lot of steps. Oh, you have it here.
Yeah, I have my healthcare card. I have to conceal my numbers, but
anyway, just show it fast.
Yes, but basically you'll be given a card with which you can access basically all free healthcare in Spain, and it's super helpful. I've gone a bunch of times to the doctor and not having to pay for it, honestly, it's pretty worth it. But it's enough of being sat down in the grass. This video...
Nas, I'm not in the... I'm too short. Oh, there you go.
Sorry. As I said, this video is unfortunately coming to an end.
We hope that you've learned enough about moving to Spain. If not to worry. Leave your questions in the comments. Make sure to subscribe. We'll be sure to answer those. And don't forget to check out matuto.com. I know, a lot of promo, but it is our business. We help people move to Spain. So if you are in need of support, just reach out to us.
And you know what? Subscribe to this channel, because we have another video next week, and we're going to be talking about Spain again next week.
Make sure to leave the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in our next video.